It's been a long time since Dana and I have done Q&A with you guys, so that's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna put up on the board, we're gonna do some Q&A. I asked on Instagram for your questions, and you guys left a lot of cool questions and comments here. So I'm gonna go through them here with you guys, and we're gonna answer some of these here for you guys. First one from Sweetness with Christ. During this hard time, what has been one of your go-to Bible verses? For me, it hasn't quite been like a Bible verse as much as just kind of been like I've really been focusing on like we believe that one day Christ will return and restore all that's broken, including eyes, ears. For me, I grew up with I had a tumor shortly after I was born in my left ear, so I have a hearing loss. But not just physically, just everything. I think this has really deepened my desire for that to come soon.
Yeah, me too.
Abigail 13P. Dana mentioned at one time that the family will wear an eye patch like Livia wears. Will that still happen?
I would like to. I think it would make a good...
She's smiling.
You like that idea? I think it would make a good family adventure day to like go out and actually do something with having to have one eye covered. It'll be a little off. Yeah, it'll be a challenge to learn and know. But I think it would be good for all of us to understand what she's going through.
Idolizing Art asked, have the twins reacted at all to Livia wearing her patch at all?
They haven't acted differently at all with her. They'll still cuddle her and kiss her and fight over who gets to hold her. So
yeah, everyone.
They don't seem bothered by it.
Yeah, I think Zeke was most bothered by it in the beginning, but now he seems okay and understands why we're doing it to help her. Yeah. Leswind84 asked, what do you think the key to a successful marriage is? There can be more than one.
I would say counseling is a huge one, of having a third party to help you talk through issues. Because what we have found is one person will notice a lot of issues and the other person be completely oblivious that there's any issues. Why are you laughing?
I agree. Go ahead.
And for us, like, those issues can compound for the one, and the other one still be like, things are good. Like, there's nothing wrong. And eventually that can get pretty bad.
Yeah.
So having a third party to be able to explain, like, I know you don't see this, but this is the reality for the other person. It just helps to have the third party listening to both sides and be able to explain and help point out things in the conversation that can even go unnoticed.
I think one thing that's important is to make sure that you don't expect your spouse to be everything that you want them to be. Like, they're not a savior, they're not perfect, and they make mistakes, and so I feel like you can't just depend on them to make you feel like, to give you the feeling that you need, that make you feel like you're
right. They're not going to fill all the needs that you have.
No.
They weren't created to fill all the needs that you have.
No. But when we start using our spouse to try to just fill our own needs, I think that's when things start to break down pretty quick. Amara0624 asked, how are the twins reacting to Livia and all the extra attention she's getting?
I don't know if they really care.
I don't think anything's changed in their world. They know that moms...
They want to hold her.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they enjoy coming into our room and getting to watch TV a lot while mom sits and holds Livia and feeds her.
I don't think they've noticed. I don't think it's had any impact, really.
Well, Karis does want to be held by you.
That was while you were pregnant, too, though. That was before she was born.
That's true.
Karis needs a lot of daddy time every day. A lot.
I think it's really cute.
It's usually inconvenient for me, but I know there will be one day.
You just need to get the ergo and just wear her.
I know there'll be one day where I'll look back and be like, I wish I had held her more, or I'll miss that opportunity when she's older. So I'll take advantage of it now anyway. Kaya Soccer 21 asked, how is homeschool going? The new addition to the family is precious. Homeschool's going pretty well.
When it happens.
Yeah, we don't do it like every weekday like we used to. But when we do it, we end up cramming like half a week into one day, which is kind of nice. So Dan and I are actually talking about this. I think we
need to switch some stuff around.
Yeah, we're like the schedule I set at the beginning of the year. We're maybe like 2-3 weeks behind where I was hoping we would be by now, which we can quickly and easily make up. But we were thinking, like, when I was homeschooled growing up, we just did school all year round in the summer too, and we were thinking about doing that as well. It's just not as heavy of a load in the summer, but our kids need structure. They need like a regular, predictable rhythm. And as soon as that goes away, things in our family just start getting crazy. So we need to keep the schooling going just for the sanity of our family.
All right. I have one question over on Facebook that Megan asks, how do you structure your days? What roles do each of you play in everyday rhythms?
Each day is structured a little bit differently, but the overall...
I usually sleep in the morning while Tim gets up with the kids.
Does breakfast, changes diapers, gets kids dressed, things like that.
Yep. And then I start taking over before lunch.
She's starting to snore a little bit.
She's always done this.
That's so cute. It's only cute at this age.
That's when you know she's like deeply sleeping right now. So things are very, very new with our schedule right now and just figuring stuff out because I'm starting to slowly take things back, like responsibilities around the house. So dinner's still a stretch. I mean, feeding Livia, that's my number one priority, and that is hard to like schedule around because all my babies have like to eat for like an hour. And then if she's eating about every 2.5 hours, so that gives me maybe an hour and a half in between each feeding to get something done. And so life is a little crazy trying to get that done. So juggling dinner, juggling diapers, juggling kids getting along. And Tim, I don't know what our roles are right now. He does everything.
We haven't quite really settled on a new routine yet, but so far it's Dana sleeps in, feeds Livia whenever she wakes up. I get up with the kids, change diapers, get them dressed, do breakfast with them, and then try to get the kids to get their chores done. And then we try to do school. Sometimes they go really slow with their chores, and they just takes them until lunchtime. And I'm trying to catch up on work or something. And then we'll do lunch. And then in the afternoon, I'm usually working. The kids are taking naps or reading books or resting or doing screen time or doing chores or something like that. Dinner's kind of... Sometimes you do it, sometimes I do it. It's like
sometimes we both do it.
Depends on if you're feeding. It kind of all depends
on this girl.
This little girl right here. So we don't really have
she kind of dictates our schedule right now.
I pretty much do bedtime routine pretty consistently.
Yes, because I'm usually feeding Livia.
Yeah.
Again.
So.
That's what I do. Mrs. Emily Hogg asks, you both seem so calm when parenting. How do you keep from raising your voice to the kids when things get a little crazy? We are not always patient. We have a great editor who edits us to look really nice and calm. I mean, we try. It's always a struggle. And I do a lot better when I'm not pregnant and not breastfeeding. So lately, my voice has been loud, which means lots of talks with the older kids especially, and apologizing, just figuring out like, what do I need? What does the family need? The thing that I try to remember is to just stop and not react. Think before you speak kind of thing. When Michelle asks, you guys are amazing. We all get criticized for our parenting from people no matter what size family you have. What are the criticisms you guys get and how do you overcome them or deal with them?
Criticisms of you have too many kids. Why are you populating the earth so much? I think
one story, our first Shabbat after Livia was born, we went out to eat for dinner.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. We didn't vlog it because we didn't have capacity.
At a sports bar on a football night, and everybody was there to watch the game, and in walks our family of 9 with 7 itty-bitty little kids while all these adults
We didn't know it was a sports bar. We were just checking it out for the first time.
We were just like, hey, Tim and I have eaten here on a date before, but it was not a football night with everybody full. And so the looks that we got from people walking in there, like, oh goodness, now they're gonna ruin our night here to have
But
fun.
they're really well behaved and
By
really
the
quiet.
time we left, though, like
And
everybody loved our kids,
And they were like making faces at them and having fun. So
yeah, I think they kind of missed us whenever we left. So.
Like our real entertainment left.
Yeah, I think we impressed everyone, or I think our kids impressed everyone, because I mean, yeah, it was awesome to see that. So I think just doing like the comments at the grocery store of like, oh, do you know what causes that and stuff, like none of that bothers me anymore. And so I just try to have grace for those people, because I'm like, they just don't know, or they haven't experienced that before.
I think some people are just ignorant, and they don't really, like, they have nothing better to do with their lives or their time than talk about other people and just try to jump to crazy conclusions.
They probably, again, I'm just like, they probably haven't been taught differently. They don't have somebody coming alongside of them to teach them. So for me, it's just, I mean, some people you just have to ignore. Some people are actually curious and interested and want to learn. So it's just having that wisdom of who to interact with and who not to, and honestly, and just cherish the good things.
If you guys have other questions that you'd like us to answer, comment down below. And if you like these Q&A videos, let us know also, and we'll take some screenshots of your questions down there, maybe for our next Q&A video, if you guys like these. And well, thank you guys for hanging out and being a part of the story with us. We are always trying to figure out how do we grow and improve as a family. So we are not perfect. We've got a lot to work on, but we will explore that with you guys. So follow along if you're not already, and we will see you guys on Monday. See you then. Bye.
Bye. I just noticed how Livia is sleeping. Look at her. She's got her mouth wide open and her arms just hanging there.
Takes after her mom. That's how you sleep. Any girl yet?
She is out.